Hello, and welcome back to the next installment of the 100 PED challenge, where we try to earn 100 PED off of trading, starting with just 250 PED. So, I apologize that it's been a little bit since the last video, but I'm happy to say we did it. We made it. We've earned 100 PED through trading. All in all, it took 22 days of active trading. I took a few breaks in between there, a few days of not playing, but 22 days of playing and trading to earn 100 PED. So, I guess what everyone wants to see, here are the numbers. As you can see, we traded in 5 different items, or we sold 5 different items. We bought some other components that go into making those, but here are all of the trades that we've made, the amounts that they were for, and the profit that we made from each one of them. Now let's look at each one individually. The one that we traded in the most is Mind Essence. In total, we had 14 trades, or 14 sells of Mind Essence. Most of those were on the auction house. The margins on those were extremely thin. So out of 655 TT of Mind Essence that we sold, we made a profit of 12.47 PED. So not a great profit margin, but the beauty is that it was extremely simple to do. Sweat is plentiful and cheap. Force Nexus, not terribly hard to acquire. And since all of it was sold on the auction house, there's very little effort that goes into selling it compared to most of these other things. The MVP is Neutro Bars. We had a total of 9 trades of Neutro Bars, and that was for a total of 301, almost 302 TT of Neutro Bars. And from that, we had a total profit of 62.26 PED. So over half of the PED that we earned was from trading these Neutro Bars. Neutro Bars turned out to be great. I got lucky and found a great deal on fruit early on that got us a large sum of fruit at 3 PED per K, and then later on was able to acquire a little bit more at 3.5 PED per K. But Neutro Bars all day long. If we had more, we could have sold more, and so with that one, the biggest factor is acquiring the fruit needed to refine into Neutro Bars. The next thing on the list was basic leather extractors. These ones, again, there were a total of 4 trades, just under 100 PED in TT value of basic leather extractors, and we made 12.17 PED of profit. This one was pretty good, largely because it was really easy. These basic leather extractors we bought off of the auction house, which required very little effort, and then we sold on the auction house. The majority of them we sold on the auction house. There were a couple of one trade not on the auction house. But yeah, so it was really easy to do. The profit margin was decent. 12 PED on about 200 PED invested is about 5-6%, something like that. So decent profit margins, especially for the effort that was required to do it. The next one up is Sweat. We sold a total of 145K of Sweat. This one, on that 145K, we made a total profit of 21.75K. Sweat is plentiful and easy to acquire. We could have bought a lot more sweat than that if we really wanted to, at that 1.25 PED per K, but it is very hard to move. Though 145K was in 2 transactions, one of them for 105K, the other one for 40K, and so in 21 days, we only found two people wanting to buy sweat. And then the last thing on this list is fruit. We sold 500 fruit for a profit of 0.25 PED, which this one, we don't want to be selling fruit. We'd much rather turn those into Nutrio bars. This was just on the books because we did a small transaction. So of all those trades, the total profit is 108.9 PED. So we did it. We made 100 PED in trades. This number does include refining fees or refining cost, so that is built into here. What isn't shown strictly in this number is the fuel cost of getting from planet to planet. We traveled back and forth from Entropia a couple of times, and we made a trip all the way out to Next Island. So the fuel costs aren't in here, but also not in here is the PED that we made from other activities, mainly the hunting mission on Monria when we would stop on Monria to do the hunting mission there and to buy some fruit. So that hunting mission, we made profit a few times there, and then also the oil that we picked up on Rocktropia. So between those two things, they kind of balance out the fuel cost. But even if not, we could pay for the fuel costs and still have made the 100 PED. So we did it. 100 PED in trading. It took about 22 days of active trading, and yeah, there it is. From here, we will continue to trade. We'll continue to earn PED, and we'll look into a few other series that I've had thoughts about. But thanks everyone for joining. I appreciate you, and we'll talk to you next time.